This video is sponsored by Spider-Man, although I don't know if I can say that it is, because none of these movies want to say Spider-Man, or acknowledge Spider-Man. This one has spiders in it, so you got half of it! Kraven the Hunter was directed by J.C. Chander and released in theaters last weekend. This is the 6th and final film in the Sony Spiderman-less universe, of course, which consists of Venom, Venom Let There Be Carnage, Morbius, Venom the Last Dance, Madam Web, and finally, Kraven the Hunter. So, we've reached the end of this franchise, and to say that I am sad about that would be a complete fucking lie. Look, I'm not going to sugarcoat it here, guys. If you haven't seen Kraven the Hunter, this review will have spoilers in it, but I'm not going to waste too much time talking about non-spoilers, because this movie was a disappointment, guys. Madam Web is worse, objectively, for sure, but it is close. This movie gets very close to being worse than Madam Web, and it's not even based on a filmmaking standpoint, or even an acting standpoint. I can think of far more worse acting scenes in Madam Web than I can think of in this movie, because in this movie, you actually have, like, Russell Crowe is in it, Ariana DeBose, that's 2 Oscar-nominated actors, and, that's 2 Oscar-nominated people there, and even though they're fucking wasted, and their script is diabolically horrible, it's fucking shit, this had potential to be good. Madam Web never had that. It never had that. That was always going to be trash. We knew it from the first trailer when she said he was in the Amazon with my mom when she was researching spiders right before she died. There's not, like, baffling lines like that in this, but there are still really stupid moments of dialogue, like Ariana DeBose's character, Calypso, talking to Kraven about her grandmother, because her grandmother indirectly saves Kraven's life. She gives Calypso something that ends up saving Kraven's life. I can't say too much more without going into spoilers, but really, it's Kraven the Hunter. You shouldn't care about spoilers because it's a fucking waste of time. But she's like, Kraven is wondering, like, do you have any more of what your grandmother gave you? And she's like, no, my grandmother died not too long after that, and I never saw her again. Yeah, that's what fucking happens when someone dies. Fuck, like, morons. Are children writing this movie? They give it to the children of their employees and they write the script. Because that's the only thing I can see that explains the dialogue in this movie. Kraven answers almost everything with, I am a hunter. I am a hunter. I hunt things. And Russell Crowe, whenever he's on screen, he's saying, you must be strong. I did not raise coward. You are weak. Fear makes you weak. Do not be afraid. It makes you weak. It's the same shit recycled and recycled over and over. Then you have Rhino and the Foreigner as your 2 villains in this. Minus Russell Crowe. He's kind of a villain, but not like a mainstream bad guy. He's just a shitty person. But you have the Rhino, and you have the Foreigner, who's played by Christopher Abbott, who I'm hoping gets some redemption when he's in the Wolfman movie next month. He was in Poor Things last year, and he was hilarious in that for the small role he had. In this movie, he plays the Foreigner, and none of his powers are really explained. It's just like, he's a hitman. He was trained by a hitman. He has all this special gear, and then he has this power where he counts down. He's like, 3. And then, like, the camera goes all wavy, and he all of a sudden is able to, like, fucking stop time, like he's Adam Driver in Megalopolis. Fucking amazing movie, by the way. And he travels to, like, the opposite end of the room and shoots people in the head when they, during the time freezing. It's such a dumb power because it's never explained. Like, how does he do it? Why? Why is he able to do that? It doesn't make sense. And then Rhino. Oh man, fucking Rhino is perfect. I would rather have Paul Giamatti, because I love Paul Giamatti, I'm kind of biased on that, in the fucking mech suit from Amazing Spider-Man 2 than this, because it doesn't look good. Sure, I'm glad they went with the classic comic book route of making him an actual fucking Rhino dude instead of a metal suit, but it doesn't look good. And he has moments of the film where he'll do like this, not even like a yell or a scream. It's just like that. I'm not joking. Like, you might think that's a horrible impression of what he does. That's what he does in the fucking movie. There's a scene where he does that, and it's never fucking explained. None of it. I mean, nothing is explained in this movie. Kraven tracks down Calypso through a tarot card that she leaves him as a child. They never met as children. She gives him a tarot card when he's young, while he's unconscious for reasons I'll get into in spoilers. And he tracks her down years later when they're both adults. And she's like, "How did you find me?" And he says, "I'm a hunter, it's what I do." So? How the fuck did you find me from a tarot card? It doesn't make sense. Kraven the Hunter had potential to be a great movie because it's got an R rating like the Venom movies and Morbius should have had, because those movies actually could be cool with some gore in it, even though Morbius still has fucking Matt Smith dancing. God damn it. And this movie could have had so much of a better shot if it was written competently and acted competently, because the actors are not given anything good to work with. Aaron Taylor Johnson clearly did the work. I can see he's passionate about the characters when he talks about him. He likes Kraven. And honestly, if we were to get Aaron Taylor Johnson play Kraven in the MCU, I would not have complained. Great casting. But unfortunately, that will never fucking happen, because he's in this piece of shit, unless somewhere down the line in, like, Secret Wars or Avengers Doomsday or something like that, they bring back these Sony characters, which I would die laughing if they did, because these movies are awful and no one likes them. If you did like Kraven the Hunter, which I have seen and I've talked to people that did like Kraven the Hunter, that's great. I'm happy for you. I say that it is a horrible movie because it took my expectations and robbed me of any satisfaction because it's poorly executed all the way. And Kraven the Hunter is getting a fucking 3 out of 10. And you know what, guys? Guess what? I'm not even gonna go into spoilers for this review because I've already sat here for 10 minutes talking about it, and I don't want to spend any more time talking about it. Okay, let's be honest. If you don't want to know what happens in Kraven the Hunter, leave right now. Just leave right now. Because I'm going to go into spoiler shit. Alright? I'm just not even going to... Look, Kraven's brother in the movie, he gets captured by Rhino, and Rhino name drops this scientist that helped him become who he is, Rhino. Because he had a condition that was hurting him, and he wanted to be strong. And his motivation is so shit. He is purely motivated to take over Kraven's father's empire, because years ago when they were on a hunt together, he offered to be a business partner, and he was like, "Hey, I don't like you. You're pathetic. Goodbye." That's his fucking motivation. Because he got bullied by Kraven's dad. He name drops the scientist, and at the end of the movie, Kraven's brother, obviously Rhino, is killed, and the Foreigner is killed because no one gives a fuck about him. He's idiotic, and he gets killed by Calypso with a bow and arrow. That's the only reason that she's in the poster with a bow and arrow. That's the only time she has a bow and arrow. And she says something about motherfucker. I don't know, she says motherfucker. So I guess you're supposed to love that. You're supposed to love her character. I did not. Pointless character. Waste of an actress. His brother becomes Chameleon at the end of the movie. And they name drop Chameleon throughout the entire movie because the brother is good at replicating voices. He becomes Chameleon at the end of the movie, and then all of a sudden, even though his brother saved his fucking life, he betrays Kraven, and he's like, "I don't want anything to do with you anymore because you're like our father." No, he's fucking saved your life, and he saves animals from poachers like your father. Fuck this movie. Kraven the Hunter pissed me off because not only is it a poorly made film, it is a movie that I had hope for, stupidly, and my expectations were dashed, my hopes were dashed of this being a good movie. I mean, it just doesn't make sense. Kraven the Hunter would not give a shit about these people killing innocent men, women, and children. He cares about the animals. Why the fuck is he hunting down these guys at the beginning of the movie that killed people that he doesn't even know? He doesn't give a shit about any of them. It's a fucking pointless movie. Don't waste your time watching it, and I'm tired of talking about it. We're 13 minutes into the review, and I'm not wasting another minute on it. So 3 out of 10 for Kraven the Hunter. Don't watch it. Go watch Venom the Last Dance if you want a better, more enjoyable time. Don't watch Madam Web or Morbius. Go watch the Venom movies. They are the best that this franchise has to offer, truthfully. That's it. Thanks so much for watching. Take care. Goodbye.